Hi, thanks for clicking on the video. Just want to let you know that I fucked up massively with this video and I deleted the video footage, which I'm fuming at, but trying to control my anger for this moment. But the video was so great that I'm going to just post the audio. So you're not going to see the video in this. So bear with it, but you will get some value, I believe, at the end of it. I mean, I love this video. That's why I'm posting it. Mainly posting it on YouTube because I'm going to post it on Spotify anyway if it's audio only. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace. So, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Just want to let you know that I also film on Spotify. So check that out. The link is in the description, along with clips that I do on Shorts, TikTok, Instagram. Do the best bits on each video. So check that out too. But yeah, enjoy. So today we're doing a little bit of a different video. We're not in the car, as you can see. We're in the living room. We're filming in here because I just thought I want to film with this sort of raw emotion that I'm feeling, because I've just watched a film called Steve with Cillian Murphy in it. Bit late to the party, yeah. But I wanted to talk about a bit of how it made me feel and a bit how it really captures the essence of life and the battles that people go through. And if you've not seen the film, go check the film out. I won't give any spoilers. So the thing that fascinates me about the film that I've just watched is that dilemma for people who are really suffering mentally, who really just cannot get out of their own way, get out of their own head, and really do struggle when it comes to life and it comes to coping with life because they don't feel loved. In the film, one of the characters, the parent basically tells them they're cutting them off and then they can't be around them anymore. And in this film, they're all troublesome kids. They're all in this sort of school because they behave badly. And, you know, it's up to the audience, really, whether you interpret that as they've got mental health issues, whether they're seriously ill, whether they need medication, they're insane, and all that sort of jazz. Or they're just normal kids, normal people. And in a sense, the film shows how they are normal people who are just really suffering and don't know how to live life. And the reason I want to film today and film in here and want to do it now is because I sort of see and relate to what's going on in the film and relate to that idea of coping with life and not being able to, and really struggling in finding out who you are and how you're meant to behave. And these people that you see in life that are sort of in their own way. Like I used to be in my own way, which I'm not anymore, and life couldn't be any better. And then when I watch films like that, I feel sadness. I cry at them because what I see in the film is people who don't see the simple answer. Because like I said, I used to sort of be that way. I used to feel how they were feeling, all the pain, the struggle, and being able to deal with life and figuring out what works for you is the real battle, is the real process, is this journey that we talk about. And I've started titling these videos a little bit different, putting them into a theme of surviving life, because sometimes I think I used to be in a mindset of you are surviving rather than living. There's not this, you're not thriving. Whereas right now I feel like I'm thriving, but in the past I feel like I've been surviving. I've been just trying to get through life. And that's what the film is showing. These people are just surviving. These people are special. These people are different, and they're not coping in life in the right way. The naughty kids that are lashing out, that can't control their anger. And we would see them, the audience sees them as dumb. The way you watch them is these are dumb people that can't maintain order, structure, can't control themselves, that control their emotions, they're fighting, they're screaming, they're angry, they're a bit silly. That's how I think we interpret it in this film with these people. And if you've not watched the film, this isn't going to be directly on just reviewing the film. This is like all my stuff in life on this channel. It's how it applies to you, especially if you're someone that is struggling. Because I'll tell you a story, and it links to why I film these videos. And I've not really done a personal video like this, I don't think, in a long time. And I guess it's because I've not felt like this, what I'm feeling. Watching this film sort of takes me back to those times when I was sad, when I was struggling, when I found it extremely difficult to be able to cope with life. The next hurdle that came just kept getting bigger and bigger, even though we got past it. And I've not felt that feeling for a long time, because in honest truth, I'm living the dream. I'm living the perfect life. My mindset is so great. My life is so perfect. If perfection can ever be achieved, I'm as close as it can get. And I want to talk about how I never used to be anywhere near this. How, if you've seen this film, if we're talking about these people, I'm relating more to them in the past than I'm anywhere near now. And it's like I'm living life and I'm thinking, one, a little bit, how did I get from there to here? But also a little bit, how do you get those people? Or how do you get you, the people watching, when you're really suffering in life? How do you get you to sort of the feeling that I've got of bliss? And not to brag about it, not to be egotistical about how my life's perfect, but to look at it and see, how do I help people? And this is what the story I'm going to tell. How when I was younger, we would have these lessons and classes and stuff, and I would watch these things, and everyone's got a purpose. We would talk about everyone's got a purpose in life. You've got to find your purpose. And I believe if you find your purpose, if you find your true love in life, it is worth living. It makes you feel worth living. And I feel like I've found the purpose, even though I've not got external success with views and whatnot, like I've talked in the past, but I got internal success and this fulfillment from figuring out this purpose, figuring out how I'm meant to live life, what my value externally is, which is fine to think about because I found my internal value finally. So I'm that satisfied and that fulfilled in myself that you now work on how do you better the world, in a sense, one little bit at a time. And it's not, if I don't succeed, it's not the end of the world because I've got so much value internally. But it's just like, because my cup is so filled, let's hand it out a little bit. Whether I'm right or wrong, I've always said this from the start of filming. I could be right, I could be wrong, but it's worth trying to see if anyone relates, anyone can take value from what I said or what I say. And the story of trying to figure out your purpose in life, trying to figure out a bit of meaning, why you're here and whatnot. And when I was younger, after delving into that and being taught about it and thinking about it and seeing the role models, how you think they've got life sussed and whatnot, and these people you see that are the best of the best, you think, well, that's their given talent, that's their purpose in life. And I could never find mine for so long until I found mine maybe 2 or 3 years ago with this. But I asked myself when I was younger, because I believe you can ask yourself questions and get the answers. Whether you understand them or not, that's a different story. That's where life, the experiences of life, uncover the answer. And when I was younger, I asked myself, What's my purpose in life? And instantly I got the answer. And it was to make people feel good. And when I got that answer, I thought, bollocks to that. I can't believe I'm sat here feeling like shit, feeling like I don't know what to do with life. And the answer is to make other people feel good. I'm thinking, how can that be my purpose in life when I can't make myself feel good? What sort of stupid purpose is that in life? And it always played in the back of my mind. And whether it's true or not, whether it's just fantasy and I've made it all up, it's not a bad purpose for the world. It's not a bad purpose to pursue. It's a selfless purpose. And that's what I sort of didn't understand. And when it comes to this film, you see the characters in this film, they've got no interest in helping other people. And that's what happens when you're struggling in life. You've got no interest in helping people because you're so focused on yourself, because you need to figure yourself out. And I think how this works is you do have to figure yourself out to help other people. But that doesn't mean you can't help people on the way and try your best, because it's not a simple journey figuring yourself out. My journey is not simple at all. It's been ups and downs. It's been tears. It's been anger. It's been joy. It's been figuring out how to get to this point. And let me tell you, it is worth it when you get here. And it's a weird feeling of surprise when you get here. And I don't want to sound too braggy, like you should all be like me. I'm just trying to offload the feeling that most people are pursuing, that most people are trying to achieve, the feeling like they're living life correctly. That's the thing, that you're not struggling, that you're not surviving, that you are actually living. And sometimes I wonder some days, how the fuck have I got here? Is it possible to do it again and recreate it? Is what I talk about, is it even useful, or did I just fluke it? Did I get lucky? Was I born this way? I debate those things. Does it take a certain character of how you're born and raised? But I like to believe that everyone can get into this sort of state of mind. Again, not bragging. It feels wrong to be saying it like this, like it's bragging. I'm not a bragging type of person. But it makes me sad. In the film, when it starts to end, there's a scene in it. And it makes me sad to see people suffer in the way I was suffering. Suffering internally. We can all have suffering externally. We can have bad things happen in the world to us. That's life. And there are things that are difficult to cope with. There are things that take time to cope with. Heartbreak and stuff like that take a serious amount of time to deal with. There's no quick, easy fix. But internally, when the answer is right in front of you, when everyone sees it, but you can't see it, when people give you advice, but you can't take it and use it, you can just hear it, and it sounds like gibberish to you, sounds like cliches to you. When people are trying to get you to open up and talk about your emotions, I can say that. I can say, and I know that that is the way to get things off your chest when you're seriously suffering. But it's one thing doing it. And I lived my whole life wanting to do it, wanting to get things off my chest, but I was too scared. And these people in the film, the way these characters are portrayed, is everyone can see the suffering. Everyone can see they've had a bad life, they've had trauma, they've got bad luck, and everyone just wants to help them, and everyone knows the solution to say and to get their lives better, but you can't see it and you can't do it. And everyone feels alone in their own problems. Everyone feels like it's just them, and I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from my experience. I felt alone. I felt like I was the only one ever feeling this way. But I wasn't. Everyone's experienced what you've experienced already. It's just your first time experiencing this. That's what you've got to think. You've got to take your ego out of it. In a way, you don't think you're special, but you also think you're special because you're the first person. Because it feels so tough. It feels so hard and difficult and so emotional that you think, no one understands me. And in the film, this kid has basically been told by his parents that they don't want to see him anymore because of how he is, because of who he is, because the way he is because he struggles with life and he can't cope anyway. So this is just another layer of where his parents sack him off, basically. And it's massive news, and then he starts acting up more. But he won't talk about it. He won't tell people about it. But the people around him know that something's going on. And the answer is so simple that he just needs to tell them. He just needs to be human. He just needs to sit there and open up and cry and say, oh my God, I can't deal with the fact that my parents have left me, that my parents don't want me, that my parents don't see the value in me anymore. But that doesn't mean you don't have value. You're just having, in the film, he's just having certain behaviors and reacting emotionally as a reaction of frustration with life, because life can be frustrating. Life is difficult. I always say this. I find life hard, and I believe life is hard, and I believe I am the way I am because I find life hard, and because I'm a bit of a pussy. Naturally, my natural me is a pussy, is a scared person, and through that I build defense mechanisms to build myself up, to attack life in certain ways, because I'm almost running from being scared or running from feeling a negative. It hurts me that much to feel negatives. Then I want to try my best to get far away from it. I want to understand life. I want to figure it out. That's sort of how me as a base works. And I think a lot of people work that way as well. You're scared. You're hurt. You don't understand life. You want to find a meaning, but none of it makes sense. All this pain, all this trauma does not make sense. And you have no way of coping with it and understanding why it's happening. That's the struggle. And no one knows other than you. No one can come up with a solution other than you. And this was one reason why I wouldn't talk about my struggles, the things I would keep to myself. I wouldn't admit that I find life hard, or I didn't want to admit. And I don't know why. I guess it's the consequences. You don't want people to look at you in a negative way. You want to be strong because, in a sense, the defense mechanism I built up at the time was I want to feel strong. I want to feel right. So I can handle any difficult, any negative situation that happens in life, because like I said, hard things happen. But that's not the solution. The solution is to almost let go and be your true self and show people that you are suffering. And in a way, that is the solution. For some weird reason, it works. And I learned that you've got to ask for help. And I've not talked about this for a long time, or it feels like a long time, but you've got to ask for help. And if you know my story and my journey from my earlier videos, which no one really watches, so you probably don't, but I was a person that never asked for help. And through a plant medicine called ayahuasca, which I've never told the story, and I should do fully one day, but through that I was shown certain situations and certain experiences where the pain would go away if I just asked for help. And it weren't as bad as you thought it was. Asking for help, for someone helping you. For an example of where I was suffering in life was I couldn't feel loved. I had all these people, parents, girlfriend, family, friends, that loved me, that would show me love, that would be there throughout anything, any struggle. but because I wouldn't open up and talk about the struggle and let people help me, because I'm a know-it-all. I think I know it all. So what solution is that person going to give me that I don't already know myself? And that's the truth. I'm thinking about my problems every single day. Every minute of the day, I'm thinking of my problems. You're not thinking of my problems. So what makes you think you got a solution for me? And the answer I found was that's not the point. The point is asking for help. The point is opening up, because it starts a conversation. It gets the things off your chest. You're too tense. You've got too much on you to make a logical and solid decision, to make this plan, to figure this thing out, because you're holding on to it too long. You're too close to the fire, that you need to step back. And stepping back is bringing someone else in and talking about it, even though they don't have the answer. But you've got it off your chest. You then feel refreshed after it. If you find someone that doesn't judge you, you have to find someone who doesn't judge you if you can't handle the judgment. Me, I could get anything off my chest right now, and someone could judge it, and I'm fine with that judgment because I see the value in myself. The issue with being judged negatively from someone about when you're opening up is it makes you feel insecure. It makes you feel worse because you're not accepting your true self, that you haven't got it figured out, that you aren't perfect, that you aren't this big person that you've built yourself up to be, the mask that you put on yourself to help with this struggle, to help it not hurt as much. We mask our pain because it hurts so much. We need a protection because for some reason in life, we feel we've got to go at it alone. We feel that we're the only ones suffering with things, but every single person around you suffers with something, or has suffered with something and got over something. Whether they got over it in the right or the wrong way, everyone's suffering. Everyone's got a problem. As humans, I talk about this all the time. We always want more, and this is one of the reasons that we suffer, because we don't appreciate what we've got. We have to actively appreciate the things we have, because almost human nature, we want more. So we're always got problems. We've always got things we want to solve, or things we want to get, things we want to feel that we can't have, and that creates frustration. So we've all got it, but we all walk around as if life's perfect, as if we're not going through something, as if we've not got this pressure, this stress on our lives. And I learned that the more I keep it in, the bigger it builds up. And that one little problem becomes a massive problem. And these problems start dragging you down in life. And this is what I see in the film and match up to sort of what I feel my purpose is. What gives me the most fulfillment is talking about this area where someone is struggling because it's me. And I've sat in it for so long, and it was my constant life. And now I'm not in that. I am happy. I am fulfilled. It's like, I know what you feel like. And feel like I know the answers, or I feel like I've got a solution. I've got something for you to try to ease things. And it's the getting things off your chest and relating it to the purpose. It makes me feel good when other people feel good. When I watch that film, all I want to do is figure out how to make this person struggling not struggle anymore, to feel good. And feel good when when I heard myself tell myself, if that makes sense, my purpose is to feel good. Other people to feel good. I'm thinking, just good? Is that what we aim for in life? Just good? And at the end of this film, I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? Good is okay. Good is enough. And one of the statements I learned, and I think I heard somewhere else, someone say, might have been Chris Bumstead, I could be wrong with that, it could be on another podcast, it could be Gabo Mate, but the statement of you want to feel good enough, you want to value yourself where you feel good enough. I never wanted to feel good, I thought I wanted to feel good, I thought I wanted to feel great, I wanted to be a great person, one of the greats, the GOAT. You want to be up there, your ego wants to bring you there. So you try all these things, you try and get this external gratification, this thing outwardly that's going to give you value inwardly. And I learned that it's not about feeling great. It's about feeling good enough. That's the feeling you want to find. That you're like, yeah, I'm good enough. Doesn't mean you can't aim for higher or better, but this foundation is to feel good enough. It's a weird one to feel, and it's accepting. So removing this human nature of wanting more, you wanting to be better, to have this strong foundation of, you know what, I'm satisfied. I'm happy with who I am. I'm good with who I am. I'm good enough. And it's a strange feeling once you achieve that. You don't have to be searching for something desperately. And that's where when the film ends and I see, you know what, yeah, it is okay to feel good, to want to make, it gives me a revelation of that purpose, of my purpose being to make people feel good. Because good isn't too far one way. I'm not making you feel amazing, so you sort of get attached. So this high is so high you can never reach it again, but you're then chasing it. Good is just the right balance in life. This right point. It's not awful. It's not a terrible feeling. You're not too far one way. Getting someone to a place where they feel good, to where they feel balanced, where they feel like they have a foundation to go and explore life, to go and live life. That's what the feeling of good is. Get yourself into a place where you feel good, because that's how you can start truly living life. And I believe we're here to live life. That's our purpose of why we're here, to experience everything we're experiencing. And that's why good is the point, is the exact point you want to be at. You want to feel good, not great, because greatness comes and goes. This massive dopamine spike comes. You'll look at this greater emotion through drugs. People do these drugs to feel these heightened emotions, and they feel so good, and you get addicted to them, just like we get addicted to sugar and porn and all these things that give us a heightened emotion. To me, that's where I see maybe the heightened emotion isn't the way. We want to feel balanced, and I think it's not bad if you're going up and down, if you're strong in your value, if you're feeling good enough, if you've got this foundation. I think the Buddhists talk about sort of staying flatlined, not getting too high, not getting too low. But then I look at the issue with that is you're not truly living life. We don't have to go out and search for these highs and lows. But if sometimes you get achievements, you contain yourself from not feeling that high. You're not truly experiencing life. And same with the lows. When grief comes, people die, and you have heartbreak, and you have these traumas and tragedies that life brings upon us. These, you see natural disasters, you see wars. And I'm not saying all these things should be in this world, but they are. They are a factor, and we have to learn to deal with them. And we have to learn how to cope and how to keep on living when these awful things happen in life, because they're gonna happen. And you can't stick your head in the sand and pretend they're not gonna happen. And they happen because there's a reason. They make us feel life. They make us have this true experience in life. And we can't just neglect it and ignore it and not deal with it and not talk about it. You could be someone who's dealing with grief right now, and you should express that emotion. All the bad times that you have, you should express your emotions. Same with the good side, because we can see the true reality of your experience. When the people at the top of sports win and they don't feel anything that they wish they thought, we need to express those feelings so we all don't get in this trap of searching for this high, of sacrificing all this for this high that never comes. Because with that, the solution is the joy, the fulfillment is in the journey, is in the process, is the fact that you're doing what you love every day. That when you get to this peak, there isn't a peak, because your peak is every day. You're living what's true to you. You're living your true self. And that's sort of the essence of this video, is to be your true self, is to live as your true person. The person that's not good enough, the person that fails, the person that feels like shit, the person that gets the high. To express who you truly are and not keep all these things inside you, like you see in this film. You see in this film that these kids are just kids that don't understand how to sort of live life and understand life, because emotion takes over. This almost instinctive, uncontrollable feeling takes over, that you get swept away with the highs and the lows, being offended, being insecure. And these people that struggle, the naughty kids, the kids that just don't seem to fit in society, the people that don't fit in society, haven't really learned control, haven't really learned the essence of life, the meaning of it, of not to be riding these waves of emotion too much and avoiding the trauma, avoiding the hurt. A lot of people don't want to confront deep down what's upset with them, deep down what's happened to them. They don't want to deal with it. They want to push it away and get on with life because it's too much pain. And the thing is, it is too much pain for just you to deal with. And that's why you need to you share it. That's why you share this burden. You let other people know, and people are going to judge you and think, and this is one of the issues I dealt with at the start of this filming, of how do I express my issues, my problems in life, without sounding like a bit of a bitch, without sounding like, how can I complain about this when these are the people that are going through something much worse? But you've got to imagine it as a cup, and your pain tolerance is a certain level, a certain size cup. And if you're at the maximum of that pain threshold of how much you can deal and cope with life, that's what you've got at the moment. The only way to get a bigger cup is to go through that pain, is to go through those tough moments in life and then empty it. And then you say, you know what? I can get a bigger glass. I can experience more, because previously you hit your threshold. And when you don't deal with that, you can't go beyond that. You have to deal with that, empty that glass of pain, to sit back and say, okay, I've got this knowledge, I've had this experience. Now my tolerance is much higher, and I can get a big glass of pain. I can deal with more. These people that you know, I always think of these people who were involved in war, and the families die, and you've got this starvation and this tragedy and this suffering. Their cup of pain and what they can stand is so much bigger than the majority of us in the West, because we can't even fathom such a dire situation. So how can I complain about not feeling loved? In comparison, it is nothing. This person is such a much stronger person, is going through so much more, needs so much more than me. And it doesn't mean I don't speak about it. It doesn't mean they don't speak about it, or they are the only ones that get to speak about it. It means you're just at your level, and if you don't solve and get through that, you're never going to make it here. You're never going to get here and these people help these people down here. You're never going to get there. That's what the people who have seriously suffered should be doing, instead of judging other people like you're not going through stuff. You should be the people to teach. You should be the people to teach the people down here. So, but they can't teach someone who won't express the little minor things. And that's how you be there for someone. You be there for someone by accepting that this was once you. It might have been when you was a little kid, but this was still once you, and what would that person want to hear? But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to the rant. If you enjoyed, leave a comment, like, subscribe, let me know how you feel about these things. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.